Good day, viewers. Walter here. Let's do something a little different for a vlog today. Let's go out here and work on my truck a little bit. Oh, they got enough to get by for tonight. I'm going to go work on my truck. Well, if it ain't, they'll have to wait. Hydrangeas are looking good. This one in the middle, every bit of 5.5 feet tall. I could go ahead and fill the bird feeder right now, but it's late. It's like, I don't know, 7 o'clock. I want to have enough daylight left to fix what I want to do on my truck. I'm wearing my GoPro helmet cam. This old truck has been around for a long time, but I still get to use it for hauling things around. Might help to open the door and pop the hood. It rained all morning. Couldn't do diddly today for the rain. It's dry right now. And I thought about putting this job off till tomorrow. But they're talking about rain for the next couple of days. First thing that engine needs is washed. I got in here today and took the old battery out. I'm gonna need to clean them battery clamps up a little bit. But we're gonna put a battery in here. We'll worry about servicing the truck later. I want to be able to start it. Move these wires out of the way. Do a little bit of a vlog here. I went to Walmart today and picked up a new battery, and I thought I'd share that little story with you. Boy, that truck is dirty. This is a 1994 Ford. I bought it brand new. Been driving it ever since, and it's been a pretty good truck. I've had a few minor problems with it. I think the alternator went out one year on the way to Florida. I'm going to replace that. This idler pulley here went bad on me. I put that in myself. I don't think the air conditioner works on it anymore. I've changed belts in it. Done very little else to it. The heater don't work, but it gets me around. Let's work on this battery before it gets dark. Anyway, I was going to tell you about Walmart. Hang on a minute while I get my battery. Batteries are not light. I know I'm old and feeble, but I have to say that booger bear weighs 50 pounds or better. No, it's more than that. It's pretty heavy. Anyway, it's heavier than you want to tote. And that's the topic of my story today. The battery that I traded in, that I took out of here, was 4.5 years old. 5/25 is the date on this one. Haven't charged it or anything, but I'm sure it's got more charge than mine had. Went over there to Walmart, took the battery in the wife's car. And she said, why don't we just drive around to the garage in the back, and wouldn't have so far to walk, instead of walking all the way through Walmart. Okay, we drive around there. Well, she parked as far as from 200 or 300 feet from the back door. Still a pretty good little distance. Saw these employees hauling stuff in and out on these little carts to the garage. It's like a little pull-around wagon. I said, let me use one of your wagons here to haul this battery out of the back of the car into the store. Oh, that's against store policy. One of them was a little girl about, I swear that little girl wasn't 100 pounds if she was an ounce. The little thing had purple hair, had rings in her nose. And she's just the modern style young lady, I guess. Had some tattoos, and she couldn't have been no more than, I'm gonna say 19 or 20. And I said, well, all right, I'll go find a cart. She said, I'll carry it in for you. I said, little girl, that thing is heavy. You don't want to try to tote that. Oh yeah, I do it all the time. I thought, well, I'm not going to argue with her. She wants to tote it, she can tote it. And I figured she wouldn't even be able to pick it up. She picked it up out of the back of the car and toted that thing in the store for me. I was going to get a grocery cart and roll it in there. Anyway, don't judge a book by its cover. A little 100-pound, purple-haired, rings in her nose, decorated up little girl toted that battery better than I can carry it. Yeah, I need to take a garden hose and squirt that thing, but we're not going to do it right now. We just want to get it running. Okay, let's pick up some tools. Alright, I pulled out this little assortment of tools. There's plenty of tools around here I could find to work with. I think we can find enough right in here to perform this surgery. There's a good start right there. Dig in here and find a socket. This is the tools I use to take it out with, so I know the proper stuff is here. There's the little clamp that holds down the battery. I don't know if that's the right socket or not. We'll find out in a minute. Nope, that ain't the right socket. Maybe we'll get lucky and find the right one. Nope, that ain't it. We're betting 1,000 here today. Here's a little one right here. Five 16ths. Want to bet that's it? Yep, that's her. That's her. What I should have done was bought new bolts and new clamps for this battery, and I didn't think about it. We're going to make do with those for now. Let's stop right now. Put all these sockets back in here before I drop one on the ground. Have to get down on my hands and knees to recover it. Lock the lid on my ammunition box. I'm not performing surgery or anything, but rather than mess up my pretty hands, let's put on some gloves. Some of Harbor Freight specials. Walter, you're ready to go to work. Alright. Let's lift her in there, buddy roll. That's backwards. We gotta turn it around. Uh-oh, a wasp just came out of there. Something tells me there's a wasp nest up under this truck. I guess that slid all the way back. This duplicate here wedges in there to hold the battery down. Goes right down in there, but I don't think I got the battery shoved back far enough. Yeah, maybe I do. Well, I don't know if it's lined up with a hole or not, but let's see if it is. Can't quite get my hand down in there. Well, it took me a minute to get that screw started. Didn't have it quite lined up right. But I've got it started now. Not really enough room for a grown man to get his hand down in there. That would be tight enough. Common sense tells me to get a knife or sandpaper, clean that out a little bit before I put it together. Let's pause right here. My shop teacher in high school would have called me Primitive Pete for not using a proper tool. But a pair of needle nose pliers will ream out that thing just like a champ. They're made out of lead, so they get corroded, oxidized. Batteries are a little corroded. Okay, we'll hook up the positive one first. Need to tighten some bolts. Yeah, I should go get the proper wrench, but this bolt's corroded anyway. Feels pretty snug to me. is spinning around. We can fix that maybe. I had to do some fumbling to get them corroded bolts tight, but they are tight and cleaned out to the best of my ability. Since I couldn't find any sandpaper, we reamed it out with some needle nose pliers. Y'all stay right here and listen to tell me, does it have any power? Well, either the battery of this home is dead, or I'm going to have to jump start it, or maybe the cylinder. I got a bad solenoid. Replaced that about 8 or 10 years ago, but it starts. We'll let it run a little while. We ain't got the 3 or 4 bolts to replace it. Swap out that solenoid. It probably wouldn't cost that much. 302 done idle down. It'll run about 30-40 minutes. My lawnmowers got gone yesterday to the shop. Well, until such time as I replace that solenoid, we're going to keep these channel lock pliers right here in front of the truck. We're going to need an oil change too. Well, we got a brake light on. Alternator is charging. The engine ain't even warm yet. We need some fuel. We're looking at, I was going to tell you the mileage, but I ain't got my glasses on. Oh well. Well, I can break out my truck and start hauling limbs to the back of the property now. I got a new battery. So we're going to get done today. That looked like a hawk going by. Well, I got enough daylight left. I might as well feed the birds. They'll be hungry in the morning. Thanks for watching, my friends. I appreciate you stopping by my channel.